Hey guys, it's Liz, the In-Hand Stitcher. It's been a while since I have made a video. I'm here today with a pretty big update. I've got lots of things to show you today. Today is May 26th. It's Friday. My husband and kids are away fishing, so I have the house to myself. So I thought I'd take the opportunity and catch up on some Flosstube. I feel like it's been quite a while since I filmed. Every time I hit the button to record, I feel like my mind goes blank. So I always have to collect myself a little bit. But here we are. So if I look a little bit red today, I actually am a little burned. We had our last day of school today. We had a half day and took all the kids to a park that's pretty close to our school. So we all went there and spent the whole morning outside playing games. Well, I didn't play games. I watched them play games and then ate lunch and said goodbye. So yay, it's now summer break. I get to sleep in a little bit. I don't have to wake up the kids and rush them out the door. So we're excited about summer. It's a little bit sad whenever we get to the end, knowing that you know, every year is different. We're not gonna have this year again. So we're, you know, the students will be older next year, and we had one graduate, so she won't be here next year. So it's happy and it's sad at the same time. Right now it's just happy. So what else has gone on since my last video, other than school being out? It's been so long, it's hard to remember. We had a birthday, but was that before or after the video? My daughter's birthday, Cassidy had a birthday and a birthday party. I'm pretty sure it was after the last video, but it was like a month ago. So it feels like a long time. She's 12 now. We had a good time with some family and some friends. That's about it. I have lots of things growing outside. I have a ton of peaches on my peach tree. So many that the branches are just completely covered in peaches, and I have to go out there and pull them off. I have to thin them out. So I've been going out there, and every time I walk by the tree, I pull a few off, and it's so sad. But if I don't thin them, then they're all just going to be tiny, and it won't really be worth it. All the effort to get the fruit off the pits won't be worth it if they're so tiny. So I have to take off some of the fruit. My pears that we planted last year, they're growing fruit for the first time, so that's exciting. My apples are not growing anything at all this year. My cherry tree has some cherries on it. Last year the birds ate them all, so I have to get out there and put a net on it before they start to ripen. We've got mulberries coming on. They're starting to change color, so they'll be ready soon. What else? The veggie garden, nothing other than radishes has really been ready there yet, but lots to do, lots of planting and weeding and mulching, and it's never done. But I love it. Chickens are doing well. Yep. I love summer when I can get outside and get back into all the outside gardening type of things. All right, I'm gonna get started on some cross stitch since that's why we're all here. Hopefully this won't be a real long video, because when it's a real long video, it takes like 8 to 10 hours to upload to YouTube. So I'm hoping for a shorter one today. All right, so I pulled out some previous finishes to show you. And so I'm gonna start with those today. I haven't showed previous finishes in a little while because a lot of them were summer themed and it wasn't quite time for that yet. So I pulled out some summery previous finishes to share with you. I'm going to start with Liberty for All by Brenda Gervais. I will not know what most of these fabrics are because I didn't keep track. But this, I'm pretty sure, is a picture of this plus. I don't know which one it is. It's pretty modeled. And a cute little bird and a top hat. The next one is also by Brenda Gervais. This is Sam's Sunflower from the Red, White, and Bloom book. There are several patterns in that book. I've done some of them. Some of them are still to do. He's cute. He'll be a pillow. Someday. Some year. Not someday, probably not this year. Some year. Next I have Summer by the Cricket Collection. This one was pretty fun to stitch, lots going on. I loved the carrots and that sun and the grapes. This is kind of like, it's almost purpley, the color of the fabric. It's like a purpley gray. You probably won't be able to see that very well. Knee High by Hands On Design. Stitched this one several years ago. It was really popular one summer, and that's the year that I stitched it. I love the quilt, love the grass, love the barn, love the barn quilt, love the corn. Got one more, and this one is Prairie Schooler, Better a Small Fish Than an Empty Dish. This one will go on my son's wall, and it was in the same booklet as Picnic Area. So they will be framed and hung together. This is actually stitched on, in Walmart in the stitching aisle, they sell, it's like these pre-made like kitchen towels, like dish towel looking things. And I'm pretty sure you're supposed to iron on embroidery outlines and embroider on them. But it had, I'm pretty sure it's cotton, but it had like linen type weave to it. It's definitely, what's the word for it? Uneven. It's not like, the count's not the same up and down as it is side to side. So it made this look a little bit different than how it was intended, but I think it turned out okay. It was kind of fun to stitch on it. It felt rogue. All right, that was my previous finishes. Now, onto Maynia. So I wasn't planning on doing Maynia this year. I usually will I'll start a few in May, but I never really keep up with the whole idea of Maynia. So this year I did something a little bit different. It was like May 2nd or May 3rd, and I decided I think I'll try to do something this year. So since May is the 5th month, I did 5 new starts, and I closed my eyes and I just started paging through my patterns with my eyes closed, and I just picked 5 random patterns. So I figured if I like them enough to buy them and to own them and to keep them, then I should like them enough to stitch them as well. So that's what I did. Some of them I was excited about. Some of them I was not real thrilled, but I started all of them and I'm not unhappy with any of them at the moment. So here's what I did. If I can find the patterns. All right, so first one was by Lavender and Lace. Well, actually, this was the last one I did, but it's the first one I'm gonna show you today. Lavender and Lace, a Christmas tree. I bought this one a little while ago. I thought the kids in it were really sweet, and they reminded me of my kids at the time. So here's how far I got. This one I had to buy fabric for because it has beads, so you need to do it on the 32 count or else the beads won't fit right. I went to my LNS, Stitches Unlimited, and I had them cut this piece to size. So normally when I start a pattern, I'll start in the top left-hand corner, and I'll use a piece of material that I know is plenty big. So I'll start in the left hand where I'm comfortable starting, and then I'll just cut off the excess around it. This time I started in the middle because I knew I didn't have as much margin as I normally would. So I started down here. This was the middle down here, somewhere around there. And then I decided I wanted to go back and get to the top of the tree because I thought that would be more comfortable. I'd rather stitch down than stitch up. So I stitched up kind of to the top of the tree, and then I'll be working my way back down the tree. When I started this, I didn't realize that the pattern had an A side and a B side, and I was really confused why it was all green and I wasn't stitching any ornaments. And then I looked a little bit closer and realized there was a back of the pattern that had ornaments on it, so I had to rip out what I had started and go back to the other side because I didn't want it all green. I wanted to stitch the colorful ornaments on it. So this one I had to restart, but I think I still got pretty far for a Maynia start. Not too bad. I also started Cory Batacory Apple Farm. Hard to see it. That's okay. A little bit of a start. I didn't have one of the colors, and that was getting annoying to me, so I didn't stick with it for real long. I do have that color now, so next time I pick it up, I should be set. Next, I started Home Sweet Home with Thy Needle and Thread. I was excited to start this one. This was new from Market this year. One of the only Market pieces I bought this year, so I was excited to start it. And I feel like I got a pretty good start. Got the bird completely done. I feel like my colors are just not working very well today with my lighting. Switching modes. Ooh, that one's really yellow. I'm not sure that one is any better. In fact, it might be worse. Next was Year in Chalk. I don't remember. This was December, A Year in Chalk. Who does the Year in Chalk? I'm not sure. Right now it almost looks like it's gonna say deck something. It's actually gonna say Peace on Earth. I didn't quite finish that letter. It looks like a D instead of a P. Peace on Earth. And one more Maynia start. I actually think I did all of these opposite from the way I stitched them, but that's okay. So really my first Maynia start was Honeycomb Basket by Blackbird Designs and Friendship's Way book. I don't think I stitched anything else from this book yet. I think this, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the first one I've stitched in this book. I've owned it for a little while, just haven't stitched anything in it. And here's how far I got on that one. About half of these are called for and about half of them I just pulled from my stash. You really can't see it too well on the screen. Some of these colors really wash out, but in person it looks good. All right, that was my Maynia starts. Now onto whips. Let's see, we'll start with my Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my year-long focus, the one where I stitch a page every month. And it's Heaven and Earth Designs, As the Leaves Turn, artwork by Jane Wooster Scott on 25 count, easy count Lugana. So this month's page was down here, right in this section. So there really wasn't much blue this time. It was a lot of orange and green and red and yellow. That one took longer because there were so many different colors in it. These sections up here, there's like 3 or 4 main colors, and every once in a while you get something different thrown in, but this was lots of different colors. So that was fun. In June, I still have to decide, do I want to go up here and continue that way, or do I want to kind of fill in this block and maybe do this page here? We'll see what I feel like doing when I pull it out. I have gone in and kind of worked in some of these parked threads. Every once in a while I'll, and there I did some. Every once in a while I'll just grab a few and work them in. I finished a page on A Perfect World by the Scarlet House. Finished this page here on the top. I have all the words done. In a perfect world, you would find me here with the birds and the flowers and the dogs and the deer. That sounds about right. This has a very stitch heavy in the bottom. I haven't quite got to most of that. I've started the bottom part, but I've really been focusing on finishing the top section. So I finished it, that page, and when I finish a page, I put it away for next time. I also finished a page on Live on Little by Plum Street Samplers. Here's another one that's very heavy stitching in the bottom that I haven't gotten to any of that heavy part yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I find myself really drawn to the thick, heavy, almost full coverage stitching. So I didn't realize until recently that this one has a mermaid down here in the corner. You're not gonna be able to tell because it's so, maybe you can. A little mermaid down there. And I don't care too much for mermaids, so I'm going to probably rechart that and just put a couple more fish. That'll be more my style. But I'll deal with that when I get to it. It's not time to worry about that yet. Let's say, how great the blessing and vast the art to live on little with a thankful heart. I had to read it backwards. On my screen it's backwards, but it'll flip when I upload it. So this one is fun. I'm excited to get to the water on that one. It might be a little while though. All right, and my current whip, this one I pulled out after I finished those pages. This one is 1,000 Hills, also I think by Plum Street. So this one also has heavy stitching in the bottom that I haven't gotten to. I usually start up top and then work my way over, then go down and work my way over again. This has over 1, and I'm stitching this on 40 count. So I'm gonna see if it will focus at all on those teeny tiny birds and the words. Probably won't. Let me turn that down, maybe that'll help. Nope. Ooh. Sorry for the seizure. So these little birds and all the words are over 1 on 40 count, but I am doing tent stitch, so that makes a world of difference. That's all my whips. I have a stitching finish. Let's see, where's the picture? There she is. Brooks Books, Spirit of Knitting Angel, except I did not do the wings. Mythical creatures, like, I guess angels aren't mythical. Well, it depends on who you ask. I don't believe angels are mythical creatures, but I also don't care for angel decor. But in general, mythical creatures are not my thing. Anyway, enough of that. I know some people love their mythical creatures and might get very upset by hearing that. So here she is. She has some beading. I always turn her sideways, but you can never really see what I'm trying to show you. I'll do it anyway. Oop. So beading, and we have, this was the part I had to do to finish the pattern. This only took me an hour, I don't remember. And oh, the lamb is so cute. She's so sweet and full of beads, which you also won't be able to see, but I'll try anyway. So I have to cut her and the stockings out. Pretty sure the lamb goes here, and the basket and the stockings get strung across her hands. So it'll look something like that. Not sure when I'll get to fully finishing that, but I started to cut some out. Now another almost kind of finish. I was working hard on my cathedral window bag that my grandma had started the pieces for, and then I have been hand sewing and filling it in, so I have a bag. And this is my first project bag, so I'm excited about that. It just has, I have a couple of things in there it just has the opening. It doesn't have any kind of closure on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put one on or not. It is not completely finished. It has kind of a secret on the back, and I'll show you. Oops. I got kind of tired of the panes, these little window panes, so I decided to piece it all together. And then I've just kind of been filling these in every once in a while. I'll pick it up and sew a color onto them. So it's kind of finished, kind of not. I'm using it anyway, so finished. And I also have two FFOs. I was about to say that they are really and truly fully finished, but they're also missing some detail on the back. I'll show you. I have Labor for Learning by Plum Street, My husband made the frame for this. I gave him a long list of my finishes and the dimensions that I wanted the opening, and he's finally decided to work on some of those for me. So I'm very thankful and proud. I think it looks so nice. I have some thick batting under here to make it kind of poofy. I think the color of this frame really brings out some of the colors on the piece. And now for the secret on the back. Oh, not finished. But I did lace it, and I did kind of try to stick these tack things in. And I had it hanging on a nail, so it kind of just sits on this lip. So it needs papered, and it needs the real hanger stuck on there. I don't know what it is with me and actually really finishing things, but it doesn't happen very often. Most things that I have will get to about this point where it's workable, it's usable, and then I call it good. So that's probably a character flaw. And I have another one. Dreaming of Mums by Rosewood Gardens. My husband made this frame as well. He had made this frame several months ago for this piece, and then he painted it a white color, and the white on the white fabric, it was not doing it. So I never got around to putting it together, but the paint color he got for the other frame I thought looked great, so I told him paint it up with the same color and I'll finish it. So I laced these and stuck them in. So this one has a similar story on the back, but actually it's kind of better, kind of worse. So I have a hanger on it. I don't have paper on it. I cut my mat board going the wrong direction because I thought it was a square, but it's slightly rectangular. So I've got this huge gap, and I just kind of stuck tape on it. I guess I'm gonna have to put trim nails because these, what are these called? Glisteners, or I don't remember what these are called, but they're too short to span the mighty gulf. So I'm gonna need trim nails or something longer to actually keep it in there because I'm not redoing it. Kind of the same story on this side. It's a little bit narrower, but in order to get it even on the front, I had to finesse it a little bit. So it looks nice from the front. Pretty even, not too crooked. Well, uh-oh, it's a little bit, it's not that even. But like I said, I've got lots of room on the back, so I can fix that. It looked even until I was actually talking about it. I think it's so pretty. I love it. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and commenting and liking. You guys are great. You are always very active on my videos, so I thank you for that. I get lots of very, very nice comments, and I really should be better about actually commenting back. I do heart everything, but like I obsessively check my YouTube to see if I had a comment or see if anyone had a question or anything. And because I'm so obsessive about it, I check it at times when really I don't have time to comment back. So I'll like it and then it gets lost and I don't actually comment. So if you made a comment on my video, thank you. I never probably responded to you. Sorry. Don't let that stop you from commenting again. I'm sorry. All right, this is really all. I'm gonna end the video. See you next time.